Well, good morning. It's October 13th. Next Tuesday, we're going to be heading up to Murfreesbboro, Tennessee for the IFGA annual. So I just thought I'd touch base. It'll be my last video before I return. I'm going to continue the specials that I had during the hurricane. So any payments I receive while I'm gone will go out Monday after I return. But I'm going to show you how I do some water changes on the section of my fry and my breeders that aren't on my automatic water change system. The rest of my room, all my 10s and 20s are on automatic water changes. You get about 20-25% changed every day. Half gets changed at noontime, the other half gets changed in the evening. And then, like I said, it's automatic. It'll happen while I'm gone, or on the way. So anyway, so I have these, this is the remote I use. The reason it's in plastic is in case it falls, okay, or gets wet, it's protected. So I put this on my waist, and all it is remote controls for the two pumps I use, one to siphon and one to fill. So here's my siphon hose. I've had videos showing this before. This goes through a pump up on the ceiling. Actually, the pump isn't on the ceiling. The connection for the remote is on the ceiling. The pump is on the ground in the corner. But so anyway, so this is how I do it. I just put it in a tank. And I start siphoning. Now I'm not going to keep moving the camera. I'll give you an idea how I do it. And then I just grab the my fill hose comes from my water system, which is always throwing aged water. So as this will go down, I will just fill up my tanks. And so I bring the fry tanks down to almost to the bottom, maybe an inch off the bottom. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Let me move the camera a little bit lower. Maybe that'll be better. Let me get out of the way. So it's almost down. I don't know if you can see, I hit the switch. And this is filling up now. Now I just take the pump, I go to the next thing. The siphon. I use mag drives that are made by Eugene Danner or Supreme. I find them to be the most reliable pumps. Very little problems you'll have with the pump. Maybe the impeller will wear out after a while. It's easy to replace. There's really no moving parts other than the magnet. Alright, so actually because these tanks are lower, it's filling up faster than it's draining, so I'm going to shut this off and just wait for the next tank to go down. Now usually when I do a water change manually, I'll wipe down the front and the sides of the glass. But I just did this a few days ago, and there's no need to just wipe down the glass again. I'm just doing this as a demonstration. I might only do one part of this section. Alright, so now I'm shutting it off. So the next tank, now these babies in here were just born yesterday. Okay? And I'm not going to worry about siphoning them up. So the show in Murfreesbboro next week is the Deep South Guppy Club, and it's the annual show. All the annual awards will be issued. but actually those awards are going to be for the last year and a half because of COVID. We didn't have an annual that we gave out awards. So it's going to be a big event. It's the first show of the new season also. All entries that place, those points will begin the new show season. The way the IFGA works is at all their shows, points are given for first through fourth places. First and second place points go to a grand overall male or female. But you accumulate points over the show season, and then at the end of the year, depending on where you finish point-wise for your color class, you'll get an award or some kind of acknowledgement. And so this tank needs to have the front lights down, so I'm going to shut off the full pump because I did get carried away here, and it's happened. Alright, this tank's got junk on the glass, so I'm going to siphon that. So that tank's drained down. Move it up here. Okay. Let me get my little containers. And this is how I wipe the glass down. I just take paper towels. I got 3 sheets of paper towels here. And I'm just going to tear them into pieces. Watch off. Basically, I drained the tank down. I hope you can see this. And I just wipe the front of the glass. Then I wipe the side the best I can. Just a quick wipe, just to get whatever might be accumulated. Throw that in there. So now I'm going to start draining that tank. And I'm throwing these tanks. The last time I did a video showing how I did my water changes was on the old section before I converted to an automatic water change system, and I had my wife, Michelle, actually held the camera for me, and I did the narration, and she was very helpful, but she's busy this the end of the year with her taxes and her payroll, and she's doing the books for the treasurer's report, which is due at the annual. Now when I do a water change like this on my fry, if it's a good week and I feel energetic, I'll do it 2, maybe 3 times a week. Water changes are very important. I feed heavy. I feed a lot of live baby brine shrimp every day, twice a day, especially to my fry. And water changes will dictate growth. The more they get their water changed, the faster they grow, the larger they'll become at a short period of time. So this remote control was for the pumps. Available at Home Depot. Usually around Christmas time they have a whole display of remotes for Christmas lights and stuff. If you're going to be using a mag drive type pump, I recommend using the heavy duty remote control, because some of the remotes will not work on a mag drive. They just don't have the, they don't seem to work. I have no problem. They actually, the pump for my fill is in the other room, and the signal works fine. I could do this whole section if I wasn't talking and maybe getting a little distracted here and there. I could do this section in less than half an hour. I could actually do this section here, and I have a duplicate of this section on the other side of the room. And now this tank here needs its front pipe down. So the specials I'm going to have is, depending on what you're interested in, just contact me. I'll send you a list of my availability. And then I'll work out a discounted price. I've been offering a lot of breaks since the hurricane. And I'm going to shut this one off so I can catch up, because I got to wipe this one down. Now the mag drive pumps come in different sizes. Depending on which size, naturally you fill or drain faster. So I think my Siphon pump is an 1100, and my fill might be at 1250. That's gallons per minute? No, gallons per hour. So as you can see, I've been talking here for, 15 minutes? And I already did 10 tanks. I'm not going to do my breeders. I did them the other day. I might do them tomorrow. Just trying to get a few things accomplished before I head out on Tuesday. Now when I leave on Tuesday, I just unplug my timers, and the fish will be in the dark while I'm gone. I've done this every time I've gone away. The most I've been away from the fish room, where the fish were in the dark, was 29 days. And that was when both my daughters had babies. And they were almost a month apart. They were supposed to be closer, but we had to extend our stay even longer when we went up to New Jersey. The fish were fine when I got home. I got a video showing exactly what they, well, when I got back. I'm going to go over to the other side. I think I'm going to move the camera around so you can see that. Every once in a while I knock off an airline tubing. This tank is just about done. There's a female in here, I'm waiting for her to drop. Half black red female. If you see plastic mesh in any of my tanks, it's because there's a female that I'm expecting to drop. They don't always cooperate. Most times I can narrow it down to within a couple of days. And you keep accurate records and mark your tanks, so you know if the female dropped on X date, she should drop within 25 to 32 days the following month. Alright, so I'm shutting this off. I'm going to walk over here. Let me turn the camera around. Let's see if this works. I do not want to pause it. That might work. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Alright, so I'm starting down here. There's a female in this tank. So a couple updates. My half-black greens that hadn't been producing and weren't available, I finally got some. I got 2 or 3 good drops out of my half-black greens. They should be available, I'd say mid-November. They're about 6 weeks old right now, but they're coming up nice. The bodies on these half-black greens are much darker than they have been. I'm really working on the half-black density in the body. That's one of the drawbacks with half-blacks. The judges are very critical now. If it's not 60% black, they're disqualifying the entries. So my half-black AOCs very rarely get disqualified. My half-black reds do. My half-black blues half and half. My half-black blues are very dark now. So I don't know how many I'm going to bring with me to Tennessee for the show, but I have some nice half-black blues. So now I'm starting to fill up the first tank. Not every tank will get wiped out. If I notice there's some one area or whatever on the glass, which is just from overfeeding, it's not harmful to the fish, I'll wipe the fronts down. This tank here, when I get to it, will get wiped down. And I really don't worry about sucking the babies up. One time I put a screen in my sink where the water that I'm siphoning goes before it goes down the drain, and I tried to see if I was sucking up any babies, and maybe out of the 20 tanks, 40 tanks, whatever I had, 10, 20, I have 40 tanks here. Maybe 2 babies get sucked, and I'm not going to worry about that. So if anybody has questions, I prefer, on YouTube, you're able to comment on the videos, but I'm no longer going to be answering questions that are posted on YouTube associated with my videos. If you have a question, email me to Guppyman, Guppyman, with a number 1, so it's Guppyman1 at Comcast.net. And I'll answer your questions. I prefer if you send me your information so I know who I'm talking to and I'm not being spammed. Usually when I do this, I have my music going. Some people say, boy, that seems like a lot of work. When you're enjoying something you do, it's never work. I have some nice snake skins coming up, some nice cobras. There's a nice drop here of half black rings. I mean, they're only 3-4 days old, but you can tell they're going to be nice. They're already got nice thick bodies on them for the babies. I don't know how well you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to move this again. Now I'm filming this tank. Can you see that? This tank over here needs to get wiped down. This tank here needs to get wiped down. Some excess food. Never been to an IFGA show. You're probably wondering what oh, I know what the fish look, I know what guppies look like. Well, you don't know what IFGA guppies look like other than seeing them in a decent video. I only breed IFGA guppies. If I'm putting something in the video that's not an IFGA standard, I will point out why it isn't an IFGA standard. I urge everybody to become an IFGA member so you'll have access to the archives as well as the judging book. Judging book is, you're not going to get that information anywhere unless somebody gives it to you that's not supposed to. Judging standards, it's very informative. It's a guide for teaching those who want to become judges what they need to know for a test, as well as for breeders who want to learn what to breed for. Excuse my back. I can't, my left arm doesn't look like my right arm. My cancer, so I can't use my arm for that. There's another tank with I'm going to stop the fill for a little bit. So I know I mentioned this many times, to be a successful guppy breeder, I'm not talking about just producing guppies. When I say guppy breeder, I'm talking about breeding for similar looking fish. Even if they're not shows quality, at least they produce similar looking offspring. It's important that you raise your drops separately. It's the way I do it, it's the way I recommend to everybody. By raising your drops in individual tanks, you can keep track of their genetics. You know who the parents were, where they are in the breeding program, if they're keeping accurate records. That's something I try to pass on to everybody. I mean, I have books on my records going back to the late 70s. So on the end, let me explain this siphon. Okay, so I use a short piece of brass at the end of this to weigh it down. Okay, and then I made this adapter and I put a piece of Scotch stuff on here. Sometimes you get a little bit of filter flaws. Okay, and that's basically what the opening is. Got a couple holes here so it flows a little bit better. And I use this. I use it like a vacuum cleaner. I go on the bottom of the tanks and scrub back and forth a few times to loosen up any mess. And it works great. I've been using this kind of siphon system for many years. At one time, my old fish room in New York was no automatic system. I did water changes twice a week on all my tanks. Basically the same way. I might have used, my pumps might have been a little different then. Investing in good mag drive pumps is a good investment. They last forever, as long as you don't let them run dry and burn out. Here's a tank here. I have to wipe down. I mean, when you're siphoning your tank, if you see a lot of planaria, or if you get algae growth, like on my top tanks, I'm always wiping down algae. Okay, this tank has a lot of planaria. It's an older tank. The babies in here were born on the 20th of September, and I'm probably gonna move them when I get back. So now I'm just gonna wipe down this tank. And the purpose of wiping it down is not just to get the glass clear, but it takes off the slime that live bearers produce, which some people feel is a growth inhibiting hormone that's in the water, and by removing the slime on the glass, you cut down on that hormone. So now I'm just about finished here. Got 2 more tanks to fill. And maybe when I finish, excuse me, I'll quickly just go through some of the breeders. I think since the last video I set up, some breeders, I did that video in the beginning of September, and I've gotten a few drops already. My multis are dropping. I haven't pulled the babies out. I know they're in there, there's a few. They'll just eat them up. Next month I'll start taking. The first drop, after I set up my breeders, I usually don't take those babies. I wait for the second drop, and I only keep maybe 3 drops from a specific female. I'm always rotating my breeders. I find taking babies of older females, over time when you start raising inferior fish. You want your females to drop when they're in their prime, anywhere between 4 and maybe 8 months, 9 months the max. I know a lot of breeders are going to disagree with me, but hey, if we were all the same, we wouldn't have improvement. have one of those harnesses to hold the camera on, but it just became annoying to use. So, oh boy, froggy throat. So anyway, let me see if I can do it this way without stopping. Well, this morning when I did the video on doing the water changes on the fry and the juvenile tanks, I went to turn the camera around to do some, show you some of my breeders or whatever. And when I went to view the video, I had my thumb over the lens and all you saw was my thumb. So I had to edit that out. So I'm just going to do a short ending of this lengthy video of the water changes. Show you some of the fish I'm going to be bringing to the annual for the show. These are my show size half black purples. To give you an idea, these are juveniles. Okay, this is what I usually sell around this age, maybe a little bit older. But these are my show fish. And these are some of my American purples I might be showing. Some half black blues I might show. You gotta see how they look as far as how black the bodies are. My half black AOCs, I oversold over the summer, and I have some to show. I mean, that's my main class. I'm not worried. I'll have plenty to show with the second half of the season. I have a tank there. I have some half black AOC leopards here. And then I have in the other room I have some. I might show some shovel greens. I don't know yet. These are some of my blues that I might be showing. I'll know better when I pull them out of the tanks and put them in smaller bowls just to get an idea. These are just about 9 months old. These are the multis I'm going to be showing. I have others. I have another tank of these. I may show some half black red. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. My AOC bicolor cobras I'll be showing. There's another tank of half black purples. These will probably be single deltas. Some more half black blues. I have young from these lines, so if you're interested, just let me know. Some more half black reds. The rest here are all juveniles that are available. Well, let's go by. I'll show you some of my breeders. Same as I showed last week or 2 weeks ago. Half black leopards. It's one of my multi-breeders. I know he's all beat up. Some more half black leopards. Let's see what's in this. What do we have here? We have there's another whole tank of multis. These are my backups if I need them. Some bicolors. These are all the fish I'm probably going to be showing. I have juveniles from almost all these lines available. Half black blues. These should do very well in matched males, which are tank entries. So they put two males as closely matching as possible, and they compete against other matched males. Some of my greens, I'm going to go through these Sunday. Since we're driving, I'm packing my fish up all day Monday. And Tuesday we're leaving early in the morning in the motorhome and driving up to, probably going to stop in Georgia. And hopefully by Wednesday we'll be in Nashville. And then I'm renting a car. Friday morning I'll be at the hotel. So I started to say something earlier when I was doing the water changes about if you've never been to an IFGA show, I really urge you, if you've been in driving distance to a show, to get in touch with the show chairman and let them know you're going to be coming on Saturday. This way you can sign on as an observer on Saturday, and they'll let you into the showroom during judging. The way things are since COVID, there's certain restrictions about just letting the public into the showroom. So check with the show chairman. Just go to ifga.org. That's ifga.org. And you see the shows. The next show is like I said, it's next weekend, not this weekend coming, the following weekend. I guess it's the 21st, and that's the first show of the season, but it's the last show of the. It's the last show of the year, but it's the first show as far as points. The next show will be somewhere, I think, Utah, maybe in April. So, anyway, I gotta go do my shrimp now. And basically all I do to get the shrimp going is I just pull out the airline and just wait for it to settle down, and open up the drain cock and let it run through the net. I split my hatches in half, so I got videos on that if you've seen them. If you haven't, just go through my YouTube channel. And there's a couple videos on hatching shrimp. So anyway, I'm going to put my music back on and I'm going to get busy. So enjoy the video. I know it's long this time. It's almost a 45-minute video. But enjoy it. And see you on the other side of the annual.